Hey everyone, Javad here, and today I will tell you about ChatGPT 4.0 with Canvas and how that's an absolute game changer when it comes to your productivity and how we will interact with these AI models in the future. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into it. First, we will just select the model. As you can see, it's still in beta version, but um, I've done some testing and it does have promising results. Let's see how we can use this for coding. So I'll write it like a command to write a simple code, or rather write code for a simple web page. So as you can see, it's opened up this canvas right here, and that is a different interface from what we're used to. And it aligns everything just at one sort of place. And another great thing about this canvas is that it gives you the ability to change whatever text is in there. For example, if I want to write something, if I want to change something here, for example, 2024 simple web page, and if I want to go ahead and write 2025 here, I can change that. And if I want to change some styling, I can do that. Right now, it's just spit out the HTML format, and we can make a lot of changes here. Welcome to my simple web page. We can even just change that. Welcome to my web page rather than simple web page, and these changes will be reflected on our code. So that's pretty handy. Another thing that you can do with this is, for example, if you want to get an understanding of a certain chunk of code, so instead of getting an explanation about everything, you just can select that and get some information about that chunk of code. For example, if it will just say, explain me, and it's just going to explain this chunk of code here. And you can see the head section of an HTML document provides meta information, and it just goes on and breaks down the explanation of all the different lines, and hence instead of overwhelming ourselves, we can just be more specific. One really cool feature with this is the port to language, so you can choose different languages, and it just would convert this code into that language, and I think that's really handy. It just covers all the main languages that we have, and it just makes it a lot simple to just work with different languages, and I think that's a very handy tool. So we'll select Python. So we're changing this HTML code to Python. You can see it's just using the Flask library, and it's using this function, or it's returning the template, and so that's pretty handy. Again, we can change it to, for example, TypeScript. And there you go, you've got the function, and it's defining the parameters, and you've got the HTML code here, and it's just rendering the page. So as you can see, it's pretty handy, especially if you want to work with different code. Like if you've got some code and then you want to change it to another language, that's pretty handy. Some of the other functions is for example, if you want to add comments, you can go ahead and write the comments for the code. It just increases the readability of the code. Create an instance for the Express application. You've got these comments added now. And you can even do testing and debugging with this. I think it's like a really handy tool. Instead of like going and changing, like as you go, or like in trying to find out what the bug is, you can just run this and it's just going to figure out the bugs automatically. So for example, here it's reviewed the code and fixed the issue with this dundo function. It's right here. So yeah, it's pretty handy, and I think it's definitely worth a look at. You can do a lot more things than coding as well. That's the great thing about this. So for example, if you want to write a marketing email, you can do that as well. For example, if I want to write marketing email for a real estate agent, and yeah, I can give it some context and I can just ask it to use all the principles copywriting, and let's see what it spits up. And you can see you've got the email. Have you been thinking about finding the perfect home for investment? Now's the time to take action. So your dream home awaits. Let's make it yours. Like the subject line's pretty catchy. So yeah, it does the work. For example, if you want to change the name here, you can just go ahead and change it directly in the canvas. For example, you're sending the email to Alex. You can also add your name. For example, it's John. And you can add your number, like real estate agency name, and your phone number as well. So yeah, as you can see, this tool's pretty handy, and you can make some changes as well. You can edit the document. You can just, for example, if you're running like a 20%, or for example, if you're running a free consultation, you can add that as well. Free consultation. And you can see it's added the scheduled free consultation today, and let's take the steps together. And yeah, as you can see, it's pretty handy, and you can remove this sections if you like, and you can just copy it here and paste it directly into your email marketing tool, and yeah, your email's ready to go. The other changes you can do, you can add emojis if you're into that. And now you can see the emojis have been added here. One of the things I would have liked to see is like it not changing what we edited here. So that's probably something that ChatGPT can look into. Remember, it's still a beta version. So ideally, I would like it to keep the changes that are made as they are rather than changing it. But as you can see, it's still, I mean, they probably were done with the emojis as well, but you can dig it out. The emojis that you think are too excessive, and yeah, you can go with that. Now you can also increase or decrease the reading level. So for example, if you want to go and keep it at a reading level that's a bit higher, maybe high school, and it's going to change the wording, like it's a bit more complex, if you like. It's using words that are a bit more, more complex in their nature, that can convey more. They can probably even increase the meaning of the email. And you can also add a final polish. So that's probably like something that a proofreader will do. And they will just take your draft and just add some polish to it. So you can do all of these things right here. If you want to change the length, if you want it to be a bit shorter, you can just do that, and it's going to spit out a shorter email. So yeah, as you can see, it has a lot of applications, and it is such a better interface than scrolling down, up and down, like ChatGPT interface and trying to figure out where you're at. It eliminates a lot of, decision fatigue, and it's also putting everything at once. You can get the previous sort of drafts as well. If you go back, for example, it just spits out the draft, and you can restore this version as well, but we'll just go with the next one. And yeah, as you can see, it has a lot of utility, especially when it comes to productivity. It eliminates the fatigue of scrolling up and down, trying to find the information. All your information is at the same place. And there are many other applications, like you can brainstorm ideas with it. If you want to understand a complex sort of topic, you can break it down, and it just makes the information accessible, and it just avoids all the digging information. So that was it, guys, about the GPT-4o with Canvas. I think this is the future of the LLMs, and I'll be surprised if other sort of LLM providers didn't copy this. And yeah, it just makes things a lot easier. So I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully this video helped.